Welcome. You're listening to the Do Video Podcast. Today is Friday, February 19th, 2021, and it's the day to celebrate International Tug of War Day. Plant your feet and don't use your teeth. Now, embrace your host, Zoe Wood, the video confidence coach.
G'day crew, it's Zoe the Video Confidence Coach, your guide to personal branding, and welcome to the Do Video Podcast. And today we are going to talk about trust. That thing that I talk about in almost every video and every piece of content that I put out there. Why do I focus on trust so much? That is what I'm going to be answering in today's podcast episode. And thank you for all the comments and DMs that I've been getting about why do you focus on this so much. It's because it's really important. So, I'm going to talk about why you should be focusing on trust when building your brand and the marketing and the work that you put out there, why trust should be at the forefront of why you're trying to do what you're doing. So, one thing that I do want to start off with is saying that people want to belong, people don't want to be sold to. So when you're creating a community or when you're creating your brand, which subsequently will build a community from that of fans, of people that don't like you, but people who do like you, people want to just be able to belong to something, to be able to believe in something. That's why we have a lot of national pride of people belonging to their specific line in the sand country of, where we belong, where people have this want to belong when it comes to being in a religion, or any other groups that people belong to a certain group. People just want to be able to belong in a tribe of their peers, of where they know that they will be supported and loved. They don't want to be sold to. They don't want to be taken advantage of. And that has a tendency of bleeding into your brand building because when you are providing your information, your expertise, your products, your services, your consulting, you are inherently wanting a return of money. The reason being is because we need to survive on money, which is always not fun, but I digress. The future of marketing is relatability. People want to buy from someone that they believe and understand in, and that they are relatable to. So if you are relatable to your audience, now again, you don't have to inherently be. Say, for example, I know someone who works in the women's space, but is not inherently female or non-binary. That doesn't automatically disqualify you from that space. But if you're able to you're able to show that you're an expert in by being relatable, by showing that you are trustworthy and that you know your stuff and that you're able to adapt to changes in the industry because you are an expert. And I do believe an expert is someone that consistently grows and takes in the evidence that is shown, but that's another podcast episode. You want to show that you can be relatable in what you're putting out there. So your fans and your haters can see what type of person you are. And then subsequently, belong to. Customers don't want to consume crappy content. They want to consume informative content. So if you're able to show that you are trustworthy by being relatable, by being consistent, and showing people that you can trust me because I am here for your well-being, then they are going to find that content informative. They're going to find that content helpful. And then they are going to reach out to you because you are telling them what is what. You are showing that you are an expert, that you show that you are worth the price of admission because you are doing what you say on the tin. So if you're relatable in that sense, that if you build everything that you do when it comes to building your brand on the foundation of trust, then there's nothing for you to lose. Just don't do something horrible or mean or downright stupid to actually lose that trust. But that is another podcast. Sponsored spot. And you know how you can trust me? It's because in our sponsor spot, I'm going to talk about me. I digress. So when I talk about consistency, you can trust me when it comes to consistency because I do my best to provide 3 Do Video podcast episodes a week and 2 video confidence coach videos per week for you to consume, for you to learn, for you to build your personal brand with. That is why you should trust me. That is my offer of consistency and relatability to you, because I am in the trenches with you. I'm not just sitting on my high mountain of success and past works and past failings to be like, you there, build a personal brand this way. Mwah, 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 mwah. I am not that type of person. I am in the trenches with you. And if I'm teaching you what I've learned, it's because I've learned it myself and learned it quite recently. So hopefully that was clear enough. Sponsor spot out. Before we end the podcast, I would like to acknowledge and pay respects to the Wadawurrung people of the Kulin Nation, the traditional custodians and owners of the land on which I produce this podcast. I pay my respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging. I stand with the traditional custodians of these lands in working towards a more equal future. Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people continue to face discrimination and disadvantage due to our country's colonial past. I stand with them in their fight against injustice. The Do Video podcast and Video Confidence Coach exist purely for educational purposes, and all information provided is of a general nature and should not be solely relied upon to make a branding decision. That's why you get me to consult with you directly. Wink, wink. My email is pod@vcc.training if you're interested. I ask if you like the show to subscribe and give me 5 shining stars on your review on your podcaster of choice. And join the Video Confidence crew by following me on my socials. Links in the show notes below. TLDW, too long didn't watch. The future of marketing is relatability. People want to belong to, not to be sold to. And trust, the first motivating factor between the purchase, from people purchasing from you, and dropping from you. So trust. Ultimately trust. I kind of lost that last point there. What's next? Thank you again for listening to today's Do Video podcast. I would like you to check out next our Find Geelong video for video where to start, where, we do a local magazine and article writer here in Geelong, where I'm from, and we talk about everything to do with video and the basics of getting started when it comes to video and building it for your personal brand. It is mainly focused on charities and non-for-profits, but the information is universal and can work for you. So I hope you've enjoyed today's podcast. I will check you out on the next one, and feel free to reach out to me if you need anything. Bye!